Alright, this is video number 2. I'm going to have to obviously put some more numbing agent in there because what I have here didn't work. Alright, so we're going to try this again. And let me see. Aha, there we go. Better shot. Now, like most numbing agents, you have to get it to the nerve, and obviously I'm not going to get it to the nerve because, well, quite frankly, I'll be lucky if I don't pass out doing this again. So that'd be the end of video number 2, at least for a while. Yeah, I'm going to take that syringe off and just stick it right in the wound here like this. And I don't know, there you go, you can see that. And just going to stick that right in there. Now don't fool yourself, this burns like hell. Okay, now we're going to open that wound up and try to get some in that way. Okay, you can see it's bleeding. There we go. See how it come out the other end? Hopefully that'll flush it out and go throughout the entire wound. I do know if you get this shit in your bloodstream, you can pass out and turn around and drop dead because they use it for a paralytic during surgery. And it's pretty potent shit. And I'm not using it for what it's for. I never intended to use it for what it's for. I intended to use it for exactly what I'm doing here right now. Now, as you can see, the wound is bleeding, and that's a positive sign. Okay? That means I'm down to where I needed to go. Now, here's where the entrance wound was here, and the exit wound of the tooth was here. The tooth just, and it's on an arch. So the tooth is a big tooth. It was that big ass spiked tooth that cats have. And it starts right here. I believe they're called canines. And it started here, and came out here. So it was a big bite. Okay. And like I said, it started right here and came out over here. Now, I may or may not get this done without having to go into the hospital. I'm hoping I can because, quite frankly, I don't have the money or the inclination to go to one of their butchers and have them do this and charge me $1,000. Okay? Because I'll be damned if I'm going to buy stinking Obama's bullshit insurance. You know, I had insurance before that asshole put that Obamacare bullshit on there. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to flush the whole wound out with hydrogen peroxide. Okay. Wash the needle out, the syringe. I know that's not the best way to do it. Come on, I'm not a surgeon, people. I'm just a dumbass trying to avoid going to the hospital and spending way more money than he has on medical care that before Obamacare had. It wouldn't have costed me a dime. But now Obamacare is here. It's going to cost me an arm and a leg. See, nothing's free, people. I don't give a damn who you are or where you come from. Absolutely nothing is free. Ah! Oh! Did you see how it came squirting out of the hole? The exit hole of the tooth. It came squirting right out. That's what you want to do. You want to make sure you irrigate it completely. There it goes. That time it definitely come out of the hole again. And that's what you got to do. You got to irrigate it. You got to irrigate it with that hydrogen peroxide. It's the only way to kill the infection. Or the whatever's in there. You got to kill it or it's going to kill you. Oh, I don't know if you heard that, but you could literally hear it come back through and, well, shoot back out of the other end. It made a loud, at least for me anyway, a nice loud breaking free kind of sound. Like, hey, yeah, you did it. Okay. See, I'm not sure when he bit that finger if it was just that one side or not. But I do know this, if I never ever do what I'm doing now, it's only going to get worse and worse and worse. And at this point I can literally feel the liquid moving around inside my finger, which is exactly what I want to do. You want to feel that liquid moving in there because that's it coming out. Even the feeling the blood come out is better than anything else. I'm going to try to slice some of this ancillary skin off so we can get a better shot of that wound. And when I say ancillary skin, I mean that the skin that's now just hanging off. It's going to drop off and die anyway. Okay, I don't know if you can see it in the running water or not. Now, I don't know if you recall, before we started, my finger had these white marks all over it. And that white mark was, those white spots were all infected tissue and pus and whatnot. And now, if you look at it, it's nice and rosy red pink. Okay? Now, some would think, well, rosy red pink, that's not good. Well, actually, that is good. It's the white stuff in there, that's the infection. You want to get that out. Okay, and if it's down deep, you got to go deep. It's the only way to do it. All right. Now, I'm going to again try to irrigate it some more with another 0.6 cc's, or between 0.6 and 0.7 cc's of hydrogen peroxide, and hopefully squeeze that out, and hopefully you'll see it come out of the other end there. Okay, and oh yeah, I hope you saw that because it got me right in the face, right in the face when it broke free. Okay, but that's it completely right there. There should be no more poison, and it should have been irrigated with hydrogen peroxide. You should clearly have a large amount of hydrogen peroxide in there, and you'll see it coming out in the blood. Okay, and yes, my finger is swollen, but my finger was swollen when I started, but now it's even more swollen. And when I squeeze it, I can feel the hydrogen peroxide moving around inside my finger and underneath the skin, which is what you want, because at this point, I'd rather have hydrogen peroxide in there than pus. Okay, the hydrogen peroxide, I hope, will kill the fungus and whatever else in there. And you can see the edge of my finger is looking the edge of the wound is looking quite tattered. Okay, and that's okay too. Really, at this point, anything's better than nothing. I don't care what the wound looks like, as long as I can feel the fluid moving around inside my finger. And that fluid is, of course, the hydrogen peroxide along with the numbing agent. And you can eventually squeeze it up towards the wound and try to get it out. Okay? At this point, I don't know if you noticed, but my finger is swollen quite well. But it is quite numb. Alright? To a degree. It's not it's not like it should be. It's not like it would be if I went to a doctor and had it done. Okay? A doctor would have done it, charged me $700 or whatever, and you know, that would have been the end of it. But I don't have the $700. I don't have the $500. I don't have $200. And all thanks to the federal government that I'm broke because, well, it's their fault. Trust me, because they control my retirement and they refuse to pay my retirement, even though. Well, we'll just leave it at that. Now, I'm going to have to do this several days in a row. At this particular point in time, I'm going to be done with the hydrogen peroxide. Okay? And then what we're going to do is we'll stop the video now. And, well, let me irrigate it one more. Let me put some of this first aid antiseptic on there. Yeah, it's Equate. That's right. I'm a cheap bastard. Of course, I've been telling you that. Of course, if I wasn't such a cheap bastard, wouldn't be trying to take care of my own freaking wounds now, would I? I didn't think so. All right, so one last time with the hydrogen peroxide, and then I'm going to go ahead and just douse the entire finger with Oh, that burns there. Oh, shit. All right, now to cover it all up with good old-fashioned topical, kills burns, cuts, and scrapes. Crap, what the hell is this? Iodine. Iodine is great. A couple drops of this in about 5 gallons of water. You know, and you will be able to